During the construction of big bridges built over water, the most difficult challenge for engineers is water itself. Once again, we do not know how many bridges we pass over every day, but most of us do not pay attention to the masterpiece of construction hidden in it. The construction of bridges is more difficult than the building because the construction of buildings, the load remains stable while the load of the bridges never remains the same. The bridges have to bear the load weighing millions of tons all the time. And that too, the load which is moving from one place to another as the population is increasing. The importance of bridges and flyovers is also increasing, and this importance increases at the time when the bridges are not on the ground but be built over water. Hashname? Yes. Where workers have to face difficult challenges in the construction of bridges on land, there are 10 times more challenges in the construction of bridges on water. Every inch in making bridges on water is also calculated in advance, because if there is a mistake of even 1 millimeter, then billions of rupees and millions of lives can be piled up in one stroke. Whether it is the construction of houses, buildings or bridges, one thing is common in all of them, and that is their foundation. Just as no structure can be built without the foundation, similarly, the construction of bridges is also not possible without the foundation. Now the question arises that the foundation of bridges built on the deep sea and river is also underwater. But how this foundation is made underwater, how this work is done in billions of liters of water under the waves, and how the foundations built inside the sea are so strong that they hold the bridge firmly even under the pressure of water and waves. You will be able to know all this. Seeing the depth of water and simultaneously collecting information about the land underwater, how deep is the depth of water, to get information about whether the land underwater is rocky or sandy. Professional scuba divers go to the bottom of the sea, and only information collection work goes on for several weeks. So the lives of workers will also be at risk, as well as both construction cost and hard work will increase 10 times. The phase that comes after information collection is the most crucial. It's all about figuring out how to remove the water from the site to build the structure. Exactly. No matter how deep the water is, it has to be removed from the area where the foundation needs to be laid. But the question is, how do we remove such deep water? Engineers have developed 3 methods for this. The first and oldest method is called a cofferdam. In this method, soil is piled up around the construction site until it's above the water level. Once all 4 sides are blocked, water is pumped out from the middle, leaving a dry area where construction can easily take place. Typically, the cofferdam is removed once construction is complete. The second method for creating a foundation is called caissons. In this approach, the foundation is first built on land and then transported by ship to the installation site. The challenge now is submerging it underwater, as this foundation is like a box that's closed at the bottom and open at the top. If it's simply placed in the water, it will just float on the surface. As you can see, this glass floats in water, but foundations can't float like that. Engineers have a method for this. If the water is deep, they first use ships to dump large rocks, filling the ground underwater. Then they place the caisson on this pile of rocks using ship cranes. Finally, they pour concrete inside to make it heavier and stronger. But what if the water is even deeper than that? For such cases, they use a third method of foundation building, which is also called battered piles. In this method, large iron pipes are first transported to the construction site using ships. The plan is to drive these pipes into the ground underwater. But how is this sinking process actually possible? These pipes aren't light enough to be easily sunk into the ground. They have to do it one pipe at a time. It weighs thousands of tons. For this, special types of large hammers are installed on ships and brought to the construction site. These hammers continuously pound the pipes, driving them so deep into the ground that even massive waves or sea storms can't move them by even a millimeter. Now, a strong and solid foundation is ready in the middle of the water, on which the bridge can be constructed. However, this process isn't as easy as it sounds. It takes years of hard work, and sadly, many lives are lost in the process. Let's take a look at the 10 longest bridges in the world built on land and water. Number 10. Completed in 1979 in the US, this bridge is popularly known as the Manchac Swamp Bridge, which is 36 kilometers long. Number 9. This bridge, completed in 2017, is known as the Fawan Metro Bridge in China. It's a total of 37 kilometers long and took 13 years to build. Number 8. Completed in 1956, this bridge is known as the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway in the US. It's 38 kilometers long and, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, is the longest bridge over water. Number 7. Completed in 2010. This bridge is famous as the Beijing Grand Bridge in China, stretching a total of 48 kilometers. Number 6. Located in Thailand, this 55 kilometers long bridge is called the Bang Na Expressway. Number 5. The Wainan Weihe Grand Bridge, completed in 2008, is located in China and is 80 kilometers long. Number 4. The world's fourth longest bridge is also in China. It's called the Kangda Grand Bridge and is 106 kilometers long. Number 3. Also in China, the Tianjin Grand Bridge was completed in just 4 years and is 114 kilometers long. Number 2. The world's second longest bridge is 157 kilometers long and is known as the Taiwan Viaduct in Taiwan. And finally, number 1. The world's longest bridge is in China. Amazingly, it was built in just 5 years and is a staggering 165 kilometers long. 10,000 workers worked simultaneously to build this bridge with a total cost of 640 billion rupees. I hope you'll share this information from the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Thank you very much for your kind comments. See you in the next exciting video.